what the hell is going on in Albuquerque. Hello, everybody. I'm Nick Driver, and I am. Today, we're going to talk about the mayor candidates for Albuquerque. There's four of them, just so you guys know. I'm pretty sure you can only name two because they're the only ones you ever hear about in the news. And right now, those two are making big news because Tim Keller is accusing Manny Gonzalez of election fraud already. Right? Which is hilarious knowing Tim Keller's past and how he was already, convicted of, ethics violations in his 2017 campaign. All right. So today we're going to talk about that, and I'm also going to bring up the other two candidates that probably none of you even have heard of. All right. So before we jump into that, remember, hit that like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. I'm still banned from Twitter, which I don't know how long that's going to last, but you can find me on Gab at a New Mexican. If you want to follow me there, that'd be awesome. So let's jump into this first article. This is by the Albuquerque Journal. All right. So ethics complaint accuses Gonzalez of election fraud. So Mayor Tim Keller's re-election campaign is accusing opponent and Bernalillo County Sheriff Manuel Gonzalez of committing fraud in his effort to obtain public financing. An ethics complaint filed by Keller's campaign Monday alleges Gonzalez personally told a voter that he didn't have to pay the $5 contribution that Gonzalez must collect from 3,779 city voters to qualify for public financing. This is over $5, just so you guys know. $5. Yes, I understand the rule, but really, this is making headline news in Albuquerque. I mean, it's no surprise that the Democratic Party is breaking campaign rules. I'm just saying. And it's funny because both of these people are Democrats, but they're at each other's throats. What does that tell you about Democrats? They can't even agree with each other. They can't even support each other. A Gonzalez campaign official denied the accusations in a written statement Monday. This is a baseless complaint, and neither Sheriff Gonzalez nor the campaign covered any contribution, Megan McMillan said in the statement. Instead of filing baseless campaign complaints, Mayor Keller should focus on fighting real crime in Albuquerque, she said. Yeah, there's been a lot of real crime happening here in Albuquerque that no one seems to care about, and they still think we're the safest city in the world. I'm telling you, some of these people I've had to talk to and deal with, these trolls, they're oblivious, just straight oblivious to the crime rate and our lack of education in New Mexico. But anyways, according to the complaint filed with the Albuquerque City Clerk's office, Gonzalez allegedly told a voter that his campaign would cover the $5 contribution, which is a violation of Albuquerque's election law. The complaint was accompanied by a written statement from Dean Zantow, a member of Salvation Armory Advisory Board, who alleges the fraud occurred when Gonzalez attended a May 27th board meeting as an invited guest. After speaking to the board, Gonzalez and two sheriff deputies allegedly asked board members to sign a petition to permit Gonzalez to appear on the ballot as a candidate for mayor. Gonzalez and the deputies also allegedly asked the board members to sign a document saying they had provided a $5 qualifying contribution that would allow Gonzalez to qualify for public financing. Zantow wrote in his statement that he agreed to fill out a receipt showing that he had provided a $5 qualifying contribution, then asked Gonzalez, "Am I supposed to give you $5? This already smells like a setup to me. I don't know if this guy is even. I was digging into him, but Dean Santow has he's erased all his public records. So, and either that or he's just avoided social media and everything. But I wouldn't doubt that he's Team Keller. Just saying, I wouldn't doubt it. Gonzalez allegedly responded, "No, that's okay. We'll cover that," according to Zanto's statement. Zanto signed and dated the statement Sunday. Santo said in a phone interview Monday night that he had a $5 contribution to the Keller campaign Tuesday. At that time, Zanto informed the Keller campaign worker that Gonzalez had not required him to pay $5, he said. Why are you paying $5 to a different Democratic candidate if you support the other one? Are you just contributing to both of them for the fun of it? I don't know. That's kind of weird in my opinion. I mean, if I supported one candidate, I wouldn't give my money to another one. That's all I'm saying. The campaign worker then alerted the Keller campaign, he said. Oh, he's like, I thought it was irregular, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal, Zanto said. He obviously knew it was a big deal, or he, wanted to make it a big deal. Otherwise, he wouldn't have brought it up. Attached to the complaint is a copy of a $5 contribution receipt dated May 27th, allegedly signed by both Zanto and Gonzalez. The ethics complaint alleges that Gonzalez campaign submitted the contribution receipt to the city's clerk office on June 1st. Since 2007, Albuquerque male candidates have been allowed to choose to finance their campaigns publicly or privately. Both Gonzalez and Keller are seeking public financing for their campaigns, and they're both Democrats. Remember that. Candidates seeking public funding have until June 19th to obtain the $5 contribution to qualify for $661,309 in public financing. Election day is November 2nd. The city's election code requires that $5 qualifying contributions be paid by the contributor listed on the receipt, and that if the funds are provided by any other person other than the contributor who is listed on the receipt, the qualifying contribution will be deemed fraudulent. There you go. Just take away the $5 from Manny and make him get another $5. How hard is that? I mean, I don't really see much of a big thing out of this, but of course Keller is making it a big thing. I mean, he's appeared on the news twice to complain about it. McMillan said Keller faced his own election complaints during his first campaign in 2017. It's rich that we're getting lectured on ethics from a campaign that was found guilty of breaking the city law in the last election, McMillan said in the statement. I don't like how they added the ... I'll fill you in what this ... is. So let's go here. This is KOAT. They have the ... All right. So let's see. All right. Ethics complaint. The ethics board said he broke election rules by having a bank account he wasn't supposed to have. He didn't drop out of the race and went on to become mayor. So basically, he had a secondary banking account he wasn't supposed to have. And yet, hey, he still was elected mayor because you know why? It probably wasn't even reported that much. And honestly, most Democrats are not well informed. And they usually ignore that type of stuff because, yet again, I'm not trying to be mean, but Democrats, their target audience is the uneducated. That's not me being mean, that's just facts. All right. In 2017, the City Board of Ethics and Campaign Practices found that Keller's campaign violated the election code with its handling in-kind donation, but the board did not issue a reprimand or a fine, determining that Keller had acted in good faith and did not intend to violate the rules. Come on. Remember, this is New Mexico. We're a blue state, and it's probably why our education system's in the hole, because that's the only way we can stay a blue state is if we don't really work on our education. Like I said, uneducated voters seems to be the target of Democrats. McMillan also pointed out in her statement that Gonzalez had received an endorsement Monday from Michael Greer, former chief of Albuquerque Police Department, whom Keller forced to retire last year, 2 years as of after 2 years as APD chief. All right, so Gonzalez is being supported by the former mayor, but we're just going to read this statement from the KOIT one. So this is from the KOIT legal expert John Day. Whether both sides are playing the ethics boards for political purposes, well, of course they are going to. That's politics, but it's really a test of independence and neutrality of the ethics board to see if they do investigate, if they do take action, if there's a reason to do that. So there might not be anything even coming of it. But yet again, it's in the news and it's being broadcasted that Manny Gonzalez, it broke campaign finance rules. $5, remember. But in my opinion, this is just Tim Keller trying to squash his competition because his biggest competitor right now is Manny Gonzalez, and it's just that. It's just politics. I'm pretty sure if you dig into Keller, I'm pretty sure he did the same thing. Remember, they're Democrats. They like to not follow campaign rules. But here's the next thing. How many
Comprehensive Cancer Center is one of 70 comprehensive.
So I'm going to jump to this article, which was in January 8th. All right. These are the 4 mayoral candidates. All right. So we got Tim Keller and Manny. Do you guys know who these 2 people are? I doubt it. But this is Nicholas Bevins. All right. And this is Patrick Ben Sace. Now, Patrick is the Republican candidate. How many of you want to guess what Nicholas is? He's let me just show you what he says he is. So this is Patrick B. Sace for mayor. All right, he's the Republican candidate for mayor of Albuquerque. All right. This is Nicholas Bevins. I highlighted that one point because any of y'all watching this know there's no such thing as being a libertarian socialist. Those 2 ideas do not go together. It's impossible. And this kid is 25 years old. And I'm not even going to get into the other stuff. But he was a Bernie Sanders supporter. Let's see. I don't know what else there is about. Let's see. He wants to help Albuquerque a better place. Sign petition. There's really not much information on these guys. They have, and it's not their fault. I don't think. I mean, they're obviously not doing great campaigning. They're obviously not getting support from any of the parties, which is interesting. They have a Republican candidate, but I'm not even seeing the Republicans prop him up. I'm just saying, Albuquerque, we need to do better. The fact that all we have to choose from really is Manny or Tim Keller. Well, obviously Manny is probably the better choice just because he's not going to defund the police, and he's not going to, he's more right-leaning than Tim Keller is, where Tim Keller is a complete radical. All right. But I mean, that Nicholas Bevin guy is even more radical. So I would hope he doesn't stand a chance. Now, the other guy, I haven't seen his platform and what he's talking about. But the fact that this stuff is news, that Tim Keller's filing an ethic complaint over $5, knowing that he's probably doing the same thing, is just sad. These are Democratic Party. Like, the Democrats don't care. The Democrats are going to probably win Albuquerque. And it's why Albuquerque is such a shitty city. It's the truth. I mean, I love Albuquerque for the culture and the diversity. But yet again, the crime rate is through the roof. The education level is horrible. Cost of living is just rising and rising because taxes are going up and tax money is not being used correctly. I mean, if people vote for Tim Keller after how much money he wasted on the art project and other things, I don't know what to say about them. Like I said, Democrats, if you're watching this, please educate yourself. Start researching and doing stuff. Everybody else, we need to get out there and start campaigning. We need to get other people on this board. We need to try and get rid of the blue. All right, I'm tired of living in a bruised state. The state is just bruised by blue and abused. I mean, I don't even want to talk about Michelle Grissom on this one. Anyways, I don't really have much more to talk about this. Like I said, this is just Tim Keller trying to eliminate his number one opponent and try and give him negative press. Like, this shouldn't even be on the news, but yet it's on the news. Why? Because they're trying to create negative press around Manny. I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Keller's campaign was behind the other assaults on Manny during his campaigning. And if you guys have been watching the news, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Albuquerque, we need better candidates. Is there any way we can just not have a mayor for a while and just be free? Who knows? Our city councilors aren't much better. Well, that's all I have for you tonight. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. Follow me on Gab at a New Mexican. My name's Nick Driver. I'm a New Mexican, and I care about you.